really dreary. I mean, it has nice sharp corners, and that interests me. It's not really dreary. It's more just
Angles.
yeah, angles.
Angles and death. Ugh.
Oh, no, it's funny because if you go tangent time, if you go to Washington D.C., they have the Native Americans at the Smithsonian Center or Smithsonian Museum, and the Native Americans believe that sharp corners are evil because evil things like the evil energy collects into the sharp corner and it hides there and it just stays there and lingers. And it's funny because right next to it is the Smithsonian like modern art and it's all sharp corners. So I don't know if someone was trolling or what, but, but it's all
Well, not all modern art is sharp corners. It's just not.
but
It's
if you
more fluid form, and then there may be
no,
some
no.
corners.
If you
And some.
go to Washington D.C. and you look at those two buildings, and they're going to tell you the story. You look over at the modern art building right next to it, and it's just billions of sharp corners. I don't know if that was just they did that on purpose or not. I feel like they did
But
because Native
that's
Americans.
but that's horrible trolling. Why would you troll Native Americans? That is the worst thing ever.
Because America.
Not even just America. No, seriously. But then again, I really want to. But before we even continue, like, is there any specific tribe that's applicable to? Because it's like I don't think that you can't. I don't think you can apply that to all Native American cultures. Like they
Yeah,
are
'cause they do
different.
yes, they do have different tribes. Actually, my friend Frances, she's Native American, and she was actually telling me that, the Trail of Tears and all that American history, when the East Coast Indians came, not the Indians, but Native Americans, came over to the West Coast, most of their cultures and things were similar. Obviously, they weren't the same, but they agreed on a lot of things, including how stupid white men were. So, I'm thinking they also agreed that sharp corners are just no-go. Because if you think about it in nature, there aren't too many just sharp corners. There's really no like perfect angles in nature. So makes sense to me.
Or it could just simply be that sharp corners with their small area and have that force on it hurts like a bitch.
Oh yeah, and then it's not really practical. I mean, when you have like furniture and whatnot, sharp corners aren't really all that practical unless you have furniture with corners. But
Okay.
aesthetics. Tangent.
Because really, the only thing I can think of that we're supposed to talk about is like what has happened over the 2 months.
And maybe things we'll be looking at streaming and other events that
That's gonna be iffy because
Mhm.
copyright issue a
Copyright.
and yeah,
I mean, if we do have streaming events, they're not. It's gonna be.
it has
I mean,
to
they'll
be
be. Go ahead.
it has to be a public domain thing because unlike like when it's just like you and me or something or like
And
a
a couple
pop
more
up
friends.
yeah, like that's like a really small group of people.
Hmm.
And that's kind of like akin to just inviting some people over in your over in your room or something. Now announcing it on here, that's kind of where it gets really icky because even if it's like a few people who are like the followers who do that, then yeah, I just
Yeah,
want
it
to
can get
again.
iffy.
So yeah, that's what I kind of wish we it's like it would be wonderful if I could treat the internet like my back porch and I got my projector thing going on. We watch our movies, but
And we sit in the
copyright.
grass and eat popcorn. Yeah.
That's copyright. So again, the streams are. It's like as far as streams can go. So we're staying within legal stuff. At best, it would have to be like drawing streams or,
Or
like, I
even
guess-
just
or just a-
impromptu. Like,
Impro-
hey, we're gonna be streaming this right now. So if you want to like come over, and prompt like I feel like it's okay if it's impromptu if we delete it right afterwards. Because at that point, yeah, it is like a backyard eating popcorn in the grass type thing, except on the internet.
Yeah. Again, this is something we may really want to talk about a bit later, but yeah, I can't really say that if we're going to actually kind of follow.
We can't make
through on
any
this, we
promises.
can't make any promises. Of
But it
showing
would be
real-
fun. I mean, because we watched Wedding Peach. That's a good one. Outlaw Star. We have The Fifth Element. We have The Fifth Element, right?
Yes.
Yes, The Fifth Element.
Porco Rosso.
Porco Rosso.
Tokyo
Grandfather
Godfather.
Tokyo. Yeah, Tokyo Grandfathers. Grandfather Tokyo. Yeah. So we have things that are legal.
Yeah, the thing is, if we have to do something like this, it has to be where people are meeting at a physical location, like a meetup. But chances are, I would think that most of us are scattered to the freaking wind.
Yeah.
Like, we're not, it's like not all three of us are not even in the same freaking state. So.
Well, yeah. Yeah.
And chances are I'm not going to be in this state for very long.
Yeah, we move around. Once, just for you younger listeners, once you graduate from college, usually you're going to find yourself out and about and everywhere. You'll probably end up in 4 or 5 or 6 states. And it's funny because for most of your life you've been in the same place. So that's something you have to get used to.
Wow, that's like God, it's been such a long time since we've done the podcast. I forgot what the freaking title for it is.
The what?
The title for what you say, like, how, I think it's How Do I?
Oh, yes. How do I blank? How do I adult?
Yeah, so you're saying, like, how do I adult part
How do I college?
How do I college? Oh, yeah, you got to get used to traveling all over places.
Oh yeah, you definitely.
But yeah, also, no, this is just me thinking off the top of my head. We could have just a big old phone conversation with anyone else. We use Skype, and all we need is just someone else to have a account on Skype. We add you into a group, and we can talk with people, like, just hang out.
Yeah, Hangouts are always fun. I mean, and I honestly think the streaming thing would work so long as it's impromptu. It's not like we have a schedule for streaming. We should just, we're going to be streaming today. We don't know what we'll be streaming. It could be something legal. It could not be something. Nah. But definitely if we have like a day of streaming.
It's like we're not cool enough to be like Toonami Aftermath, which I have no idea if that even still is.
Yeah, they're still around. That's still a thing.
Okay, now this is confusing because Cartoon Network knows they exist. William Street knows they exist. All the other companies that own the licensing to the shows know they exist. How have they not been taken down?
I'm not really sure. I'm not sure.
I'm not saying that they should be. I mean, legally they should be, but I could care less either way. But I mean, you have to have that much freaking pools that you don't get your shit taken down? I don't even know. I'm
not really sure. It might be because that what they're streaming is stuff that they've bought, and at that point they've paid for it and they can do whatever they want to it, and so long as they're not distributing copies of it, they're fine.
To be honest, and we may as well have this lovely discussion now.
Yes.
I wish that were the case of how copyright would work. Because again, all the stuff that I streamed just between a few friends, it has been stuff that I actively said, if I'm going to do this, I'm going to give people my money that I've earned and buy the DVDs. Yeah. I have the physical DVDs in my room currently.
Yeah.
Made my digital backups of them, and these things aren't going to anyone else. They're staying with me. I have no
unless you decide to give them away, but I don't think you're going to give them those away.
Oh God, no. These are taking up physical space.
Yeah, so at that point you own them and you can do whatever you want with them, so long as you don't try to repurchase or resell them.
Yeah, because that's the thing. I'm not planning on selling anything. I'm not planning on burning discs and selling them to people. No, these are my DVDs, and the only thing I want to do is I want to watch them whenever I want and let other people watch them with me. And and then again, if that turns out to be a legal loophole that I can do, I would be happy to do lots and lots of streams.
Yeah, this is something we need
live
to
stream.
research.
But I leave this up to followers because, again, this benefits you more than anything else. That if there is a legal law within the United States that states that as long as you own the physical copy, that it's not violating of any DCMA, Digital Copyright Millennial Act, I believe that's the full name, then I would be fine with doing the whole streaming thing. But again,
we don't need to be, we're just simple college student folk. We don't need to be, we don't need any trouble.
Yeah.
We don't need no trouble. We're just part of the fandom.
Yeah.
But yeah, with that note, we should take like a little break and we'll be back to finish up our 30-minute This is Canon talk.